Marsha Blackburn. Marsha, good to see you. Thanks for being with us on The Bottom Line.
You too.
So, you've just heard the clip from Joe Biden. He's saying this is the strongest border bill ever. From what I read, it seems like it's an immigration bill as opposed to a border security bill. What's your take on this bill that's coming up in the Senate, and will it pass?
And what we need to keep our focus on is that our goal as Republicans is to protect our nation's sovereignty and protect the citizens of this country. We know that Joe Biden took 94 executive actions in his first 100 days to open up that border and make it more porous. And now for him to be claiming that all of a sudden, if you pass one more bill, he can do his job. He has all the authority he needs to secure the border. He wants an open border policy. And as you said, Sean, this is an immigration bill. It doesn't do anything to secure the border. It focuses on mitigating the effects of the open border. So first things first, secure the border, end illegal immigration. The illegal immigration number should be zero.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be 5,000 or 3,000 or 2,000. It should be zero.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Senator, that basically this would be a bill that allows 5,000 people to come in illegally and memorializing that into law. But let me ask you this, because I was watching President Biden today give his remarks at the White House, and the thing that really struck me was he started the whole thing by talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is intimidating and threatening members of Congress and telling them they can't vote for this bill. Senator, is that true?
It is not true at all. And what we know is that Donald Trump lives rent-free in Joe Biden's mind. And he focuses on this every day, just like some of these, well, left-wing loonies that we have out there on some of the other networks. I mean, they are obsessed. So what we are focused on is a secure border, not an immigration mitigation plan. And when you're going to allow these numbers to continue to come and then say you have to process a certain number of people every day, and oh, by the way, you can only close your border 275 days of the year. We are the United States of America. If we decide we want to close our border every day of the year, we can do that, and we should do that if it is in the nation's best interest. This president won't shut it.
You know, Senator, let's talk about the Senate as a, not as a whole, but as Republicans specifically. It seems like the knives are out for Mitch McConnell, as some Republicans, including Ted Cruz, J.D. Vance, they're now leading calls to shake up leadership, accusing the Senate Minority Leader of having a bromance with Democrats over this border bill. And it's not just that. They didn't include House Republicans in the negotiations. If you remember, a little over a year ago, Mitch McConnell struck a deal with Senate Democrats to fund the government with that omnibus bill before Kevin McCarthy was the Speaker of the House, cutting out Republicans for almost a whole year. Is Mitch McConnell going to keep his job?
You know, I don't know what is going to happen. What I do know is this. Any deal that gets cooked up in a back room and then you spring it forward to try to say this is the bipartisan deal, and you haven't gone through committees and you haven't gone through regular order, it never ends well. And I don't know when Republicans are going to learn that lesson. H.R. 2, the Republican House-passed bill that deals with the secure border, landed in the Senate on May 15th. The Senate Judiciary Committee that received that bill has held over 80 meetings and markups since that bill came. Not one peep out of Dick Durbin and Chuck Schumer about taking up that bill. If they wanted to secure the border, they could have done it long ago. We could have had this done before July 4th, but they didn't want it to go on the House bill. They don't want to secure the border. So a deal cooked up in secret, sprung on the American people, sprung on members of the Senate, and people see it and they go, well, we don't like this.
Yeah.
This doesn't address the border.
A lot of antics at play here, Senator. Meantime, I want to get to this. He's still at it, and I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg celebrating 20 years of Facebook this weekend. It's a far cry from how his app made headlines just last week, when your committee held its feet to the fire over how social media has seriously harmed American children. Can you tell us a little?
Yes, absolutely. And we have stayed on top of this issue, trying to push our bills that will keep kids safe online. What we learned is that Mark Zuckerberg and the other CEOs, we had Evan Spiegel from Snap, we had Shochu from TikTok, and we had others. What they would not do is admit that they were at fault. What we know from their own research, from whistleblowers, from parents, from principals, from teachers, from child psychologists, is that these social media platforms and their addictive features and the way they force feed drug trafficking, sex trafficking to our kids, it is something that is endangering their mental health. Our goal is to protect children in the virtual space. As I said to Mark Zuckerberg, since he's saying drug or won't admit that drug trafficking and sex trafficking violates his terms of service and community standards, one would be led to assume that he is trying to build the premier sex trafficking site for teenagers, because they are not protecting them and they know what is happening to kids.
And that's the thing.
We have heard it.
They know about it. What you are starting to get to at these hearings is that issue of intent. Did they know about it? Yes. What was their intent? How did this all play out? That's going to be really important in the legal landscape.
No doubt. My advice is new minority leadership and a new immigration bill, Senator Marsha Blackburn, but I won't make you answer that question. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
You got it. Take care.
All right, thanks.
Yes.